And then I go to the parking lot, and there are two people on horseback. And I was like, oh my god, this is like a perfect representation of where I live right now. Like, if you drive 20 minutes away from where I live, you'll reach the city of the metropolitan area. And then if you drive 20 minutes in the other direction, it's farmland and country. So I think it's hilarious sometimes. My grandfather is from a town that's about an hour north of where I live. Oh my god, there's a huge spider on my mirror. It looks like he's made a home. He has a whole little nest there. He's yellow. Okay, he's not huge. He's actually pretty small, but he's kind of cute. I like him. I'll keep him there. But my grandfather is from a town about 2 hours north of where I live, and while you drive there, you have to be careful of the buggies and such, and the Amish, and it's kind of hilarious because I feel like a lot of people don't get that exposure to like Amish people and heavy country, but here you can experience both the city and the Amish. I'm not 100% sure if my car is making too much noise, so I'm gonna turn it off. And leave the keys in there. But yeah, today I thought I would talk about my piercings and my tattoos because I'm trying to make more specific whisper rambles. I feel like my whisper rambles in the past have been pretty all over the place. And I don't know. I figured I would make more specific whisper rambles. Can you guys hear my stomach, or is it concealed? Again, I'm not entirely sure how to work the gain on this microphone. Oh, you probably heard that. But, yeah. I wanted to open up the window so you could hear nature sounds, but I'm not entirely sure if you would be able to hear other things. I'm gonna try it. Oh, my car's off, so never mind. I'm gonna try and open the door slightly. Okay. I understand. Holy crap. So I had to turn on my car because I tried to open the door just to let some nature sounds in, and literally the loudest fucking noise you've ever heard just happened, so, you know, I had to stop. But anyways, what I was gonna say was, yeah, I want to make more streamlined whisper rambles because I don't know. I feel like there's actually no reason. There's no reason. But I might cut the entirety of the first part of this video out because I really like the nature sounds. I really like it. It's really calming. I love being in the woods. I go outside. I go hiking. Like, I try to at least once a week. The park that I'm in right now, I frequent a lot. It's like 20 minutes away from my house. And do you mind? That wasn't nice. And I don't know. I love being in nature. I was raised, like, in this house that was pretty much tucked away in the woods, and I can't really imagine not being around nature. It's such a big part of my life. And yeah. So, can you guys hear that? Is that distracting? I feel like that might be distracting. I'm gonna sacrifice it, though. I'm gonna sacrifice the unenjoyment, and I'm gonna make you guys endure it because I really like the nature sounds, and I hope that this microphone picks them up. I'm not entirely sure what it's capable of because the mic test didn't really provide any clarity for me, I'm not gonna lie. I have no idea how this thing works still. So, Anyways, without further ado, I'm gonna talk about my piercings. Actually, I totally changed my mind. I don't think I would. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I talk about them? I think I'm gonna talk about. Yeah, sure, I'll talk about them. So, the first piercing that I ever got was my eyebrow piercing, and you may notice that I have about one piercing on my face, but there was a time where I had quite a few. I have graduated college now, so you know, I've gone through a lot of experimentation in the self-expression department. My first piercing was my eyebrow piercing, and I loved that piercing dearly, and it didn't love me back because it rejected, and I was so distraught. And at the same time, I had my nose pierced on this side, and it was a nostril, and that one also rejected because my body hates me, and I don't know, it just didn't want to see me win at all. So that one rejected, nose piercing rejected. I took a little bit of a break because I had figured maybe this whole piercing thing isn't for me if everything on my face is trying to get out. So I pierced. What did I pierce next? I believe I pierced my other eyebrow. I think I pierced my other eyebrow. I pierced that and everything went well. And then it rejected. I can't even make this up. It's so rude. It's just horrible. I was distraught. I loved how my eyebrows looked with them pierced, even though I've had bangs for quite some time and you can't really see them. I loved how they looked. They are my favorite piercing by far. I wear them every day, and I have 2 matching scars on both of my eyebrows because I was like, maybe this is just a left eyebrow thing. So I got the right, and it was not just a left eyebrow thing. It wasn't, I'll tell you that. So, got that done, and then I believe it was my sophomore or junior year, I pierced my anti-eyebrow. I can try and find pictures of all of these, but I loved my anti-eyebrow piercing. I still have a scar there. I covered it with makeup, but it was my coolest piercing. My religious family has seen me in every phase of my life I've had. I think at the same time I had my lip pierced. One of my snake bites, I believe. One of my snake bites pierced, and my anti-eyebrow. And my half-sister actually complimented me on it, and I thought that was very funny because I was convinced that everyone was going to hate it, but no, I think it suited me. Unfortunately, that rejected. But the only piercings that haven't rejected have been my 2 lip piercings. I love my 2 lip piercings. And, well, I had these 2 done. I took them out for my job, and then they actually were ripped out by a solo cup when I was at a work party, and I took them, and I had to clear things in there, and then it ripped them out, and I couldn't find them, and then they were gone forever, and it was so sad, and everyone at my work was incredibly happy, because they had thought they were really stupid, and they were really nice to me about it, but I know that they did not like them, and it was so sad, because I loved them so much, and they were the only ones that didn't reject, so whatever. And then I got my belly button pierced by one of my friends, I think like freshman or sophomore year, and that rejected, but then a year or 2 later, I re-pierced it after it healed by a professional, and that it healed, and I still have it, I love it. And then other body piercings, I have my back dermals done. Those ones, the process of getting them done are really bad, but totally worth it. Totally worth it. The healing process was super easy, super nice. Like it's super low maintenance, and I wear a lot of low-waisted, so it didn't really catch anything. But if you were to wear high-waisted a lot, I might not suggest it, because I've been wearing a lot of high-waisted for my work, and they've been getting pretty caught lately, so that's just something to keep in mind. And then my tattoos. My first tattoo was on my shoulder. I'll just insert pictures because it's just going to be too much to try and pan the camera right now, while also not making a crazy amount of noise. So I got one on my shoulder. I'll insert a picture. It actually was a two-parter. The first part was the one on my actual arm that went down. That one I got pretty much as soon as I turned 18, which is not a good idea, and I would not recommend that for anybody, but I don't really regret it. I think a lot of people think it looks cool, but I don't know. I think I would have done something else had I thought about it for a little more than a single week. And then the star part I got a year later because I thought that it looked a little bit too bare, and I was correct. I think it still looks bare, honestly. I think I need to expand a little bit, maybe on my back. I don't want to go too far down my arm though, because I already have one on my forearm, and I think that's about as far as I can go without it impacting how people see me professionally, unfortunately. I'm already pushing it with like the lip piercing and then the forearm tattoo, so I don't really want to go any further than that, but I would love to get more pieces on my back. I got one on my back over winter break. My friend is a tattoo artist, and there's a person there, so I'm just gonna hold the microphone a little bit further down. But my friend's a tattoo artist, and she did my back tattoo. Okay, I was too embarrassed. I couldn't do it. But anyways, so my friend did my back tattoo over winter break, and it might be my favorite tattoo that I have. It's really cool. It's like a medieval sort of architecture. She does a lot of swirls and intricate designs. Her tattoos are insane, and she's planning another one for me in the middle of my back, which I'm very excited about. And then my last tattoo that I'm going to talk about is my lower right stomach. It was a very impulsive decision on my part. It was literally, I thought about it probably the day of, and I was like, I have to get this done. I have to get it. I did not need to get that at all. I don't regret it. I think it looks very cool and it matches my style, but there was no reason to get it. Like, I remember I was very upset that day about something really, really, really stupid, and I was like, I want to get a tattoo. I need a tattoo. Not a good idea. I wouldn't recommend, but at least I picked something that I still like, and I think I'll like for a long time, so yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna get any more tattoos or piercings. I want to get a tongue piercing, but I know the connotation behind that, even though I wouldn't intend on, conveying that. Unfortunately, it's not really up to me. Hello, do you hear that? And I might get a septum or something, but I don't really want it. I feel like a lot of my skin piercings just reject. My lip piercing is kind of annoying. Like, I can feel it when I talk sometimes. So it's kind of annoying, and I'm not sure if it's damaging to my teeth. So I don't know how long I'll keep it, but I want to change it to a ring. So I'm just gonna see. But yeah. And then obviously I just want to fill up my back, and I want a sternum tattoo, maybe. Thinking that. Perhaps an ankle tattoo, or like, I was looking at really cool placements on Pinterest. One was the back of the thigh, like right underneath the cheek, low-key. That's a really cool placement, I think. Or maybe like an ear. So, I didn't even go for my ear piercings, but they're not that interesting. The only one that I think is really cool is my industrial that you can't really see. So it's kind of pointless to go over. I have an industrial, and then 2 of the like helix or like cartilage, and then I have on this side a conch and a daith and a helix as well. So yeah, I have actually quite a few. I used to have more on my lobes. In fact, I don't have my lobes pierced because on this side, it's really embarrassing, on this side my lobes have completely ripped through. Like the earring actually ripped through my lobe itself. And every time people see it, they're like, why? Like, how did that happen? I'm like, I honestly don't know. I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you, but I have no idea. So, yeah, so that's pretty much it. I have to stop saying, I'm trying to get rid of my filler words. But I have to go to work. That's why I'm dressed all boring. And I don't have any jewelry. It's because I have to go waitress and serve tables. It's a Wednesday, so I don't think I'm gonna make any money, but that's okay. Yeah, bye.